TCEQ, and they know that it's being presented tonight before y'all, so I'd like for you to consider it for approval.
Has legal counsel?
Yes, legal has reviewed it, our engineer has reviewed it, the language in it, and they both approved it, and the language in the plan references Texas Administrative Code 30, Section 290.46, so everything in there is according to code.
If I may, Mayor, this is a requirement for TCEQ. They come out and do their annual inspections every 3 years. They did notify us that we needed to do this. The last two Public Works Directors were charged with this. However, they did not come to fruition and actually get your approval. And so Helen has taken the bull by the horn, so to speak, and finished it so that we can become into compliance. We were supposed to be in compliance in September. However, due to our meeting dates, it didn't line up. We do have an extension, and at this time, we've had the attorney to review it. Our engineer has reviewed it, and as I said, we use the temple from Oak Hills Water, and the staff is recommending approval.
Any questions by the council? Any citizens' comments pertaining to the drought contingency plan? Okay, if not, I will entertain a motion.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering, like on page 6, on there, it says that irrigations of landscape areas, is that like we can only water on certain days? Is that?
Yeah, if you go to, let's see, where are you reading it? I'm on page 6.
6A.
6A,
6A.
the second one, the stage 2 response.
Yeah, only certain days. We're trying to achieve a 30% reduction in the use, and Sundays and Thursdays, and addresses ending in 0246 or 8, or do not have addresses. And Saturdays and Sundays, Saturdays and Wednesdays for water customers with a street address ending in an odd number, 1357 or 9. And irrigation of landscape areas is further limited to the hours of 12 midnight until 10 a.m. and between 8 p.m. and 12 midnight on designated watering days.
Councilman, please be mindful that that is not necessarily the day-to-day. It's only if we actually say that we're in a water drought or we have to issue an emergency plan. So the normal day-to-day, Lord knows we have so much rain right now, nobody would need to worry about a shortage. But this would only be if you activated it and said, now we have a shortage, you've already adopted a plan. So please don't take away from this that people would have restriction as of right now. It would only be in case of, we would have to do that in a drought situation, and you all would have to activate that drought. Same thing like the burning ban or something like that. So you'd have to activate it, but we need to have a plan already in place whenever the drought happens.
Have we ever had a drought designation?
I mean,
Not that we can remember.
Yeah, we had a 6-year drought, but I'm just saying.
We doesn't activate our aquifer or nothing. This is just if it doesn't, we're not able to fill the water
Right.
tower.
Exactly.
That's the only time.
Right. Right. I mean, the chances that this will occur, I mean, it's possible, but very, very low
And the
possibility.
council needs to remember that this is a TCEQ
Yeah.
requirement.
Exactly.
But I just want to go, so the public doesn't think that we have to start watering on routine. It's just in case we have to enact an emergency for the purposes of a drought, that we have to enact that, then we already have a plan in place that you all have approved, and TCEQ has approved the plan as well. So that's our plan we need to have on record.
Madam Mayor, I move to approve this resolution 2018-017.
I have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Cantu. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilman Nissen. Any citizens' comments? If not, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Thank you. 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Martinez.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Mayor.
Moving on to item 5A, in accordance with the Texas Government Chapter 551, Subchapter D, Section 551.071 and 551.074, consultation with city attorney in executive session. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion at 6:37. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilman Johns. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All those opposed? I'm going to call on our legal on that.
Madam Mayor, if I may, and council members, there are actually 3 grievances. One is against Councilman Ortiz, and 2 are against the city manager, Ms. Henrietta Turner. I'd like to go ahead and give a copy to the council, if I may, at this time.
Yes.
I think I need that. Can you get one of the copy on that? Sure. This is the same thing. It's the same thing. This is part 2. You can take one and then pass it on down. And then this is 3. That's the last one. It will take one from the top and then pass it on down.
Just one.
There's gonna be 3. Then.
Okay, moving on to,
So at this time, basically, Mayor, the individuals that are being grieved upon have the right whether to have the hearing or the grievance procedure heard out in the public, or if they will go into executive session. I think at this time, that would be Councilman Ortiz. Since he does have a pending grievance, he would make that decision, Councilman Ortiz. And then, as well as Ms. Turner.
Councilman Ortiz. Okay, then we will need a motion to move into executive session.
No.
Okay?
Okay, and also, Mayor, I did want to tell the council that our charter basically does not have any procedures in place, so I guess we would be winging it. I've asked for direction to see how it had been handled in the past. I don't think that there's been many grievances that have come before this council, so I have not been giving any true direction. So what I did, because like I said, the charter does not have anything in place, I looked to state law. I know also, according to state and federal law, an individual that's being grieved upon, it would be Councilman Ortiz and Ms. Turner. They also they should have an opportunity, because of due process, to submit an answer. So at this time, I would ask if Mr. Ortiz wants to submit a response, Ms. Turner, if she wants to submit a response, and if so, if you would let me know, and would you want to do that tonight, or did you want to do that in the future, or if you could please give us a response to that issue.
Are we talking about item 1, Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't.
For Ms. Turner?
Can you read that, please? Number 1, item number 1. What does it state? Regarding what?
It says regarding agreements, number 1.
Let Ms.
Yes, I'm sorry, Councilman, yes, sir, I will. Yes,
Madam
sir.
Mayor, you're the chairperson, can you please start with number 1?
Right.
Going on to 5.1, regarding grievances filed by City Council Member Nick Neeson against City Council Member Juan Ortiz.
Point of order, Madam Mayor, I would like to make a point in that the next item on the agenda is premature. The reason why is that we have 14 days in order to respond. We're not there. We were issued this grievance 3 days ago, so it is there on arrival. It's premature. And I am entitled to due process, which means that not only am I entitled to know about the grievance against me, but I am also entitled to file my response. Accordingly, I respect and request that I be given my right to due process and that this matter be reset. I don't know about Ms. Henrietta, that's another thing, but this is just a bully tactic, Madam Mayor. This is intimidation. It has no merits, none at all. At this time, I'm fighting for myself, and I will defend myself. And I would like to make a statement that if rocks are thrown at me, let me tell you this, Madam Mayor, I will respond. I will not let anybody bully me or anything. I will throw back rocks, and if those rocks hurt, well, you know what? They can just take it as a man. So at this time, Madam Mayor, I make a motion to reset this item.
I'll second it. Well, there's no motion on the, council, how can this be handled?
He has an opportunity according to due process of law because we don't have anything in the charter. We don't have an ethics commission. We don't have anything in place. So as a matter of law, he would be entitled to submit a response.
Okay.
Some agencies or some governmental agencies will do 10 days, some do 15, some do 30 days. I think that if you want to do a medium amount, instead of, if we're looking from the least amount, 10 to maybe 30 days, then you'd be looking at 15 days as a medium amount. That is something for the council to consider. But I think that law does demand that he be given a right to submit a response.
Absolutely, and I just want to say that this grievance is poorly managed. There wasn't any coordination in this. I believe Mr. Nick Nissen did not do this.
Wait,
No.
If you want to respond, that is your response.
Yes.
If we can, I think that we do have to allow the grieved parties, which would be Councilman Ortiz and Ms. Turner, the opportunity to submit a response.
Okay.
I think that at that point, then it
Right.
should be
Okay.
addressed.
Okay. So a motion is on the floor, Madam Mayor?
Motion is on the floor by Councilman, excuse me, how did this go?
To reset
To reset your response
at a later date.
at a later date.
And I just want to quote to the audience out here, there is an election going on, so I believe, but correct me, Monica, that we cannot have any meetings? Is that right, or here? Can we?
I don't know, I'd have to look, I don't know when is our next
Our
meeting.
next meeting is November the 18th.
Okay, so that's after the election.
November the 8th, I believe, is our next scheduled meeting. You also have a motion, Mayor, and you selected one meeting a month. And so your
Right.
next scheduled meeting that you all agreed to is November 8th. Anything other than that, the council can tell you, you would have to set up a special meeting.
It will not happen.
Well, council is, okay, so there's a motion, what I'm
Yes.
hearing is basically that you want to submit a response.
Right,
Okay,
reset.
will council reach an agreement as to a time limit? Since there's nothing in our charter?
Since it's.
After the election,
Well, I know that some agencies, like I've indicated, some of them do 10, some do 15, some do,
after the election, Madam Attorney,
okay, well,
I have a motion on the floor.
okay,
Okay.
Councilman.
okay.
Okay.
Would that be on the next meeting?
Yes, no,
No,
you can't, if
No.
you so choose. It's up to Councilman Ortiz, that's his response.
Okay,
Thank
so you're asking that you want to submit your response, correct, Councilman?
correct, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you want to submit that prior to the election and
No,
then
ma'am,
have a
after.
hearing? Okay.
After.
Okay, submit response.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any citizens' comments? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All those opposed?
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Moving on to item 2 regarding grievances filed by the city council member Nick Beatson against Henrietta Turner.
I would like to make a point of order, Madam Mayor, on this. I believe the council should be fair, like they were with me, and be fair with our city manager, that we postpone this grievance, as it is called. There are procedures that council members can evaluate our manager, and I haven't heard a grievance, but this will allow her time. like,
Councilman, this will be up to Mrs. Turner.
yes, ma'am, but I just believe what is fair. Do you have any objections, Ms. Turner?
I have no objection, but
Right,
for the
so-
record, I would like to say that I am the only employee for the city of Floresville that is evaluated on a quarterly basis, where other staff is only quarterly once a year. You had an evaluation for me on the 26th of September, and no complaint was actually filed at that time, which would have been appropriate. So I would like to have and exercise my right as well to respond accordingly in the 14 days or whatever the council sees fit. But I do think I do deserve a due diligence as well.
Absolutely, so I'll make a motion that we reset this grievance, Madam Mayor.
I second.
I have a motion by Councilman Ortiz, I have a second by Councilwoman Cantu. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All those opposed? Okay. Our next meeting is scheduled for November the 8th, 6 p.m. right here in the City Council chambers. With no other business on the agenda, this meeting is now concluded at 6:46.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.